It's Thursday the 26th of August. I've come down to the allotment to see how my spuds are getting on, me Sarpo miras and the Orla. I cut the tops off the Orla a few weeks ago. But what I have noticed, they are a little bit blighted. Some of them are a bit more than others on the Sarpo miras, but there's a few of the potatoes been exposed, so something's digging at them. So instead of me leaving them to get exposed and get blight spores on them and have a lot of trouble, I'll dig them up, because there's big as I'm going to get them on here, but I don't want to risk losing them, because I don't know what my Orla's like, because that could be slug ridden to buggery. I just don't know. So I'll get them out and see how they are and dig the Sarpos up, and that's that bed finished then. So when I come back off my holiday in a few weeks, I can just concentrate on getting that bed covered with manure or whatever, and then covering it over and shutting that bed down. Everything else is sort of doing okay. These cobra beans, I might have a pick today, and then that's it off them. I'm going to kill them off when I get back off my holiday. I'm going to strip that bed down, maybe pop my raspberries up, and then I can start thinking about doing the works up this end, because I've put a little bit of weed killer down on my pass when I got here, just to kill some of the grass off and weeds and that. So especially this area, because I find it makes it a lot easier to work if you've got a bit of a blank canvas. You don't have to. You can put card down if you want, but it's what I tend to do most times. Is a couple of times a year, I'll just spray my pass with a bit of weed killer, and I've found that if you keep your pass clear, there's less slugs can hide. If you know what I mean. They can hide obviously where your plants are, but if there's a lot of grass, they'll nestle down in there. And of course, I have leather jacket problems, so if I remove the grass edges, it tends to keep them away a little bit more, because I'm pretty much in the middle of a field really. So I can't get rid of them altogether, but if I can keep them at bay, then I'm okay with that. So we'll have a look around. Might harvest some sweet corn today, some cabbage, a couple of broccoli side shoots. We'll have a look at everything else is going, and obviously the onion beds all replanted up now with broccoli, so we'll have a quick look at them. They're all Iron Man. I usually grow one called the Quails, but I had a pack of Iron Man, so I thought I'll sow them quite late, probably right into July anyway. So I'll probably get some, if the weather's kind to them. Obviously they weren't pot bound when I put them in, so they might get bigger heads if the season allows it. There's a couple of cauliflowers that are starting to form, I think. So like I say, I'm going to be back off my holidays probably in about 3 weeks. So I'm hoping this weed killer's had a chance to do its magic and kill everything down on the pass, and then it's less for me to do. I can start harvesting and start looking at shutting the plot down for the winter months, for the preparation and stuff. I'll do an update from the back garden, because all my potatoes in the back garden are blighted, which it's inevitable. I get it each year. But obviously I've been watching it the last few days. It's progressing quite bad, especially on the Pentland crown. So that'll be in the next update, which I'll probably film that tomorrow when I get home. I'll go into the garden tomorrow, and I'll do an update from the garden and probably cut the tops off, weather permitting. It'll be over the weekend sometime maybe. So I'll get the camera and we'll have a little bit of a look round before we start digging some spuds up. Right, we'll start down this end plot. This is the sweet corn variety Swift. I'm not expecting much of it, but they're probably near enough ready. They're nice and brown then. I don't know whether they formed right. I'm hoping there's some on it. The ones at the back sent sort of cobs out a bit late. I don't think there's any pollen left, to be honest, but we'll leave them be. They're not in the way, these. I'm not going to put anything else in this bed. So I'll get what I can off it. I've got the other sweet corn at home as well, the Northern Early Sweet or Northern Extra Sweet. So we'll pick some corn today and see how we're going. This Rigoletto cabbage, I'll take another one, maybe two of them. The one with a bit of slug damage over the back end there, so I'll probably take that, and maybe take that one out in the middle there. So I will nip up before my holiday and probably grab some food to take with me on holiday. Won't buying it when I've got it here. These are the Iron Man broccoli. There's a full 32 in there. I was going to try and space them out a bit more, but I thought, you know what, sod it. I'll go for 32 again and see what happens. So that was the onion bed. So that's all planted up. Didn't put drinking straws around, because I think you sort of like the leather jackets are out of the way at the moment. They've hatched, if you know what I mean. So they'll get chunky enough before there's any problem, with a bit of luck. Got some holes in from obviously when they were in the back garden. It's like a moth caterpillar got at them, but I'll probably just keep my eye on them and just check the growing tips are okay, because I've been picking them off, you know. So when I planted these, I checked each one of what I could see. I picked most of them off, but you always miss the odd one, and you only need one on a plant to sort of steadily be happy chomping away. And once it gets into that sort of middle point and keeps chewing that fresh tender tip, it struggles to grow, and eventually the plant just gives up. But I say, it's all bonus stuff now. You know, I've had pretty much a crop from every bed this year, so this is all bonus stuff for me. It's all second run. I don't really overwinter anything on here, it's just too wet. These Sienna, yeah, Sienna F1s, cabbage, they're looking okay. I cleaned some of the foliage off last time I came down, just around the bottom where it was touching the ground. That was obviously, it paled off a bit because it was sort of when I planted them out. It was I call them the sulking leaves. So once they get a nice growing tip on, eventually that's what you'll keep. These are the Tundra, and here are the January King, and I've got a feeling I might have had a whoopsie daisy at the back end now. I'm not sure if one of them is a Tundra, but not too bothered. These will sit through winter, providing they don't get too wet. We'll just see. And we'll go on to this bed here. We've got the Primo 2. These are the Golden Acre. I've already had a crop of these this year. Just move you around this way. I've got 8 of them in there, 7 of the Clapton cauliflower. You probably can't see the light, but there is a little cauliflower down the middle of that one. So I'm just hoping that they're not going to blow when I'm away, so I might have a word with one of the neighbours on here just to keep an eye on them. If they start getting really massive, then nip them off. Broccoli side shoots, there's a few appearing. There's one sort of over there, there's a couple knocking around, so I'll pick them off today. Like I say, you know, this is all second run of broccoli, and here, these are the quails, these are. And then we go on to the other bed over here, which was originally, I can't even remember, cauliflower originally. They were Clapton in here, and now it's all cauliflower again. So I think we've got Optimist and Triumphant. I think these are the Triumphant, and then we've got Optimist, and these are the Primo 2, actually, these. So the ones in the broccoli bed here, just remembered they're Killersol. Yeah. So they're all like a late, you know, not an autumn cabbage, not a winter cabbage. But all these cauliflowers, fingers crossed, I'll get a crop off them. You know, so that'll, you know, if everything comes good, I can't grumble. I can quite happily sit through winter and not grow another thing, you know, till next spring, and not worry about having to overwinter stuff. Because one, I'm really kind of getting limited on freezer space, and two, you know, if everything crops all right, I can say, you know what, I can just relax, and I'm happy with that. Asparagus, still doing its thing, all ferning up. Still not sure what to do with that yet. Probably getting moved or grouped or something. These are the tender star beans. You know, when you kind of get regrets about planting things, because the cobra beans have been throwing them out. Now these are starting absolutely full of flowers. And I've actually been sort of side shooting them as best I can, try and find one, you know, where I'm getting a second sort of growing tip coming out, you know, that's doing the wind. Full of whitefly again, like these. I've just sort of like been nipping them off because I don't want that many. I want some light, but I mean, I can't keep up with eating all these as they're coming. You know, because there's some at the bottom today I'll be harvesting. I really don't want them any bigger than that. You know, if I leave that till next week, it'd be probably about a foot long. You know, so keep picking them, and then once I've got too much, or they're getting over, you know, I'm getting overfaced. If I can't give them away, then I'll dispatch them plants. But I just thought, you know, I've got one asparagus plant that seems to be surviving in this end, so I thought I might as well get something out of it. So I just put the beans in. I've got some of these in the back garden as well, against the shed. Cobra beans are like looking really sorry. You know, the white flies, just like sooty black mould stuff everywhere. White fly's been a nightmare. Never had it so bad for whitefly, but it's here. But there's still beans on it. It's still trying. You know, little fresh shoots trying to start on it. I'll pick them. Sunflowers. That one up there is probably, you know, maybe 9 foot high. It's not a massive head, but it's actually only a bit of fun. And these two here on the shed, they've done alright considering there's no ground preparation for them. It just looked like over, you know, leftover seedlings. I thought I'd shove them in. So I've got the ones in the back garden next to polytunnel, which we'll look at in the next update. Got some of my mum's sweet peas here that are coming, well, they're in flower. I'm just going to grow these for seed and put them in a jar and keep them seeds here. And I've got some seeds here ready then for next year. Last year I put them in a bag and a mouse had a lot. So I'll put them in a jar this year. I'll just harvest the plants and I'll just sit here in the winter while I'm having a brew or something and then just pod them. I've picked a few raspberries off these today. Not very many. They probably won't make it home. I'll probably just eat them. We'll have a quick look in the fruit cage while this plane's going over my head. Needs a bit of weeding in here. This is a problem, you know, it's unkept sort of plots nearby and weed seeds just flying in. It's all thistle, this. What I have to deal with. It looks like Molly's been back. But they're the purple sprout and broccoli. Still sort of surviving, not looking too great, some of them, but want some mole sods off. Yeah, he's been, you can see it's all, soil's all lifted down at the bottom there. There's a few blueberries. I'll have a pick if there's any to pick out and probably just eat these. Dwarf French beans, probably absolutely obliterated with whitefly again. Yeah. I did have a pick at these last week and yeah, it's absolutely full of whitefly still. I just can't get rid of them. I'll pick these again today. Same again, you know, I want these small, so I'm not overfaced with them. You know, they're probably 4 or 5 inch long then. Not too fat, and I do really like them. Can't remember the name. It's either Safari or Ferrari, I can't remember. But yeah, they're doing alright. The baby corn, which is, I think it's Snow Baby, there's no cobs on it yet. It's starting to form a tassel, so I say it doesn't have to pollinate. I'm just waiting for the cobs to pop up now and then. I'll harvest some of them. I've no idea the courgette plants. Got any courgettes down the back end there? Can't see any big green things lurking about. So we shall get on with harvesting some stuff anyway. So I might do the sweet corn first. No, I'll do the potatoes first. Right, so this area here, they should be Orla. If I get any pink ones there at the Sarpo miras, because I can see a couple back here. You know, the Sarpos, they're exposed, so it's just they're just going to get blight spores on them, or go rotten, or stuff's going to eat them. So I might as well get them out, and then they can stay in sack. Right, well, I'll start this end, and we shall. I'll just dump them behind me for now, and they can dry out a little bit. So it's trying to just find the plant here, really, but we'll just go with it and see what happens. Big enough, no little scab on that one. Just lob them behind me for now, and go from there. Yeah, plenty big enough. Used to do alright for me, Orla, to be honest, but last couple of years it's been a bit hit and miss. So I just have to check for anything going rotten, because obviously the stems are quite rotten. Stems I'm going to lob up there, compost bin after. Yeah, because the Sarpo mira just there poking through. Right, just had a look around and I found my trusty bit of wood from my last sort of potato reveal out here. Just turn this on so it'll set it all at 0, yep, that'll do. So, don't know, it's not that many, but I mean there was 9 plants, that's all there was there, so it beep. 37.91 pounds, which is 17.2 kilo. So the actual tub weighs 1 kilo. So 16, just say 16 kilo, which is there's £35 of spuds off 9. No, not too bad. Big, nice, decent size. You know, there's smaller ones are sort of that size. You know, and then there's something like that. That's big enough for a jacket, that. So dig all them up now. So there's a few that have been sort of chewed at. You see it poking out the top of the soil. You know, there's been, I don't know, you can see there's stuff been chewing at them, pecking them. It's probably rats or voles or something. Oh, I wish you'd leave me stuff alone sometimes. Never mind. Alright, I'm going to have a can of pop, I think. I'll sit in the shade for 10 minutes and then take the tops off them and we'll dig them up. Alright, that's the last of the spuds dug up for 2021 on the plot. Oh, so I've kind of piled here. That's the ones that were sort of knackered on that Ronirus fence. And those are the ones. Some of these are like disgusting. Oh, it's like liquid. Look at that. Ugh. You won't get any awards for the smell of that. Jesus Christ, it's rank. Right, we'll have a weigh. I've got over £30 each row, then I'll be alright with that. Right. Try this one. See what we got here. What's this one? Ugh. One beep. Took its time then. We got there. £39.5. So that's 37.5. You take the tub off. This one. Oh, that worked a treat, didn't it? One beep. Come on. £35.7. Let's call it 35. Call it 35.7. Take away £2, so it's quite 33.5, and was that 37.5 or something? That's like £70 of spuds. That's 2 rolls. All right, you know, it's, including the other ones, you know, it's still well over £100 of spuds. You know, I'm taking home from just 2 rows. So it does kind of work out, you know, near enough double what the other ones sort of give per row, main croppers. So, but yeah, I think the Orla are the ones for me still. So I might do the Sarpo miras again. You know, because there's a lot more worse. So it's like this whole blight resistant. If I'd have cut the tops off the other week, would none of that have happened? Is it a fault with the seed potato? You just don't know. It's one of them things, but makes you wonder, doesn't it? Just depends on your ground and your environment, I guess. You know, I mean, this is Pilling, where this allotment is. This is sort of potato country. It's grown all over here, so there'll be blight spores all over the place. You know, in the season, you know, farmers planting the fields up. But overall this year, it spuds out this bed. I'll have to work it out, but it's done all right. You know, It's done. I can't even remember now. I can't remember what I got Duke of York. It was about £20, 20 something pound or something. I don't know. I'll have to work it out, and then we'll have a little reveal sort of thing of weights when I do the main croppers in the back garden in a few weeks' time, and just work out what's best, whether pots or the poly bags or in the ground. For me, I always tend to think in the ground, you know, but cause you have to, it's the water inside. So right, I'll get these lugged over to the van, have a can of pop, and then we're on lighter duties then. We'll have a look at some harvesting of the sweet corn and cabbages and stuff like that. Well, the spuds are over in the van now. I've had a bit of a rest. I've raked the mounds. I've sorted the soil out a bit, just to tidy it up. Put all the manky spuds, I've actually put them around the bottom of the sunflowers for now, because I don't really want to put them in the compost heap. Because they'll still be squidgy when I come to bring them out, so I'll probably just stick them in the bottom of my new beds, and they can just rot down a bit lower down, or I'll dig a hole deep and bury them that way. So we're going to have a look at sweet corn now. Like I say, I have no idea how it is. I'm just going to pick probably 4 cobs and see how they are, and then if they're alright, then I can, over the next couple of weeks, come and get some more. Just guess just picking a few really and seeing what they're like. I have no idea. It could be an absolute fail. Try and pick them from like different areas. What's that one like? It's so hard to tell. You know, if they've got fully firm kernels on them or not. Take one from, what's that one like? No idea. No idea. I haven't got a clue. I'll take it anyway. Right, so we'll have a look at these. See if they're up to much. Looking promising. All the blonde wig off. Yeah, I'm quite pleased. That's just the end bit here, but doesn't matter. The rest of it's all kind of nice and uniform. That's what we like to see. Sometimes you get me seeing there's like less than 10 formed kernels all the way around it. So I'll look at these. Shouldn't really peel them all back, but I'll have these for tea tonight. There's all that wig. It's a good size, that. Looks a bit what's it, but it's clean enough. This one's a little bit, probably do with a little bit longer this, but yes, just these animals haven't ripened up properly yet. You're supposed to squeeze and you get white milk out, but you cut the end off out with a baby corn if you wanted to. That's what I thought. I thought if none of them had really pollinated, I'd just use them as like, you know, baby corn. I'll pull this one back and we'll get a bit close to the camera and we'll have a look-see. Right, just get rid of these ends. Oh, snap the cob in half, never mind. So, overall, yeah, I'm happy with them. Don't know if they're all like that, they're great they are, but there's a few to go out. I think there was 25 plants in there, so I've got 20 decent cobs. I'm more than happy with that, that'll do for me. I've got them at home as well. I might pull one of the ones at home later on, just give them a taste test to see if there's any difference. Obviously, a little bit of time difference between pulling these now and then later on, because when if you cook that right now and add it, it'd be sweet as nut. I guess a bit sickly, it's that sweet. Because some people actually put sugar in the water when they water them to sweeten them up even more. But Swift I've always found, it's pretty sweet. Main ones I've always grown in past have been Swift. I've done applause. I've done Northern Extra Sweet before. And there's another one, I can't remember the name of it now. That I first did many years ago. The applause tends to give you more cobs, I've found. Where Swift tends to be 1 to 2, I've always had. Usually more like 1, but sometimes you get a second one. It just depends. They are sort of 15 by 18 inch spaces, so. But I'm not bothered. It's something in the bed that's growing. Bung a few seeds in, you get some food out of it. That's why we're doing it. Right, we'll do a bit more house. I think we've got some cabbage next, I think. Well, the only knife I've got with me is this little hook knife that one of my subscribers, Harry, got me. So I still use it. I don't know how sharp it is now. It's a few years I've had it now. But we shall use it nevertheless. Try and get through the stalk of these. And try not to let the cabbage whites in. I think pulling these, I'll have a roast dinner tomorrow and stick one of these in, and Kane can have these outer leaves. Yeah, go for that one. Find somewhere decent to cut it. Oh, not a bad size. Cabbages are Rigoletto. They take a while to grow. I assume they'll probably stand well into autumn and all, to be honest. They're not a winter, as far as I know, but I think you can kind of grow most of the year. If you've not tried them, give them a go, because they're pretty tough and they stand well. Minimal slug damage, to be honest. Until you get inside, you don't know what's inside, but we shall see. I'll harvest another one, because there is one with some slug damage over there. And then I'll have a bit of a tidy up, and then we'll harvest some more. More beans. Right, that's all the picking done. I'm just going to have a bit of a tidy up now, spend an hour just, sorting through stuff. And tying my pea, putting a string along my peas, because the peas are starting to pick up now, whether they come to anything. There's a few flowers starting, so I just need to put a string, just in case some heavy rain or high winds to rip them off the netting. I might actually get my pump spray and fill it with water and just try and whack some of these whitefly off. I've just been in there to pick some of them beans, but the dwarf French beans, and they're absolutely rife with whitefly. There's a few caterpillars, like the moth type, like the single green ones on the purple sprouting broccoli. Just about 4 I've just seen, just squished them. So, got some more of the cobra beans there. That's obviously a sweet corn. And then in there, I don't know, you can see there's a few broccoli spears and some dwarf French beans. And I've got the 3 cabbage, so I'll get all this over to the van. The whiteflies just all over cabbage at the moment. They just come flying out the fruit cage. So, yeah, I must have inhaled thousands. So, that'll do for today, I think. So there'll be a bit of an update from the garden before I go on holiday, just a look round. Everything seems to be okay, apart from the blighted spuds I need to sort out. But that's it from here, for now. Spuds are out overall. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. you know, just a case of picking stuff and harvesting now. I don't think I'll be planting anything else here, but you never know. I have sown some more seeds, just some spring greens. What else? Some Mizuna, just some stuff for Kane really to eat, and if space comes available, and fine. Lettuce, I'm actually struggling for lettuce at the moment, which is odd, but it's damping off a bit. But see how we go. So take care, and I'll see you next video. See you now, bye bye.